What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here, and after so many years in tech and checking out thousands of products, there's nothing that makes me more excited than when there's a cool collab. And in this case, there's something right in my alley, and it's literally perfect because it is a collaboration between MSI and Mercedes-AMG. For those who've been watching the channel for the past few years, you know that there is so much behind my story with Mercedes-AMG, as well as technology as a whole. And in front of us, we have a collab that has a lot of unique details that bring together power, performance, and luxury into a product like this, which is a flagship computer. And in so many ways, it makes a lot of sense. The intersection between luxury cars and technology really showcases the pinnacle of performance, engineering, technology, efficiency, and design. And it just really empowers the beauty of two things that I'm really interested in. So, in today's video, we're checking out the design collaboration between MSI and Mercedes-AMG in the Stealth 16 Mercedes-AMG. And I want to give a huge thanks to MSI for sponsoring this video. So for starters, let's give you guys a quick history of my relation with Mercedes-AMG and the story behind it. So a couple years, I picked up a Mercedes CLA 45 AMG. It was my first AMG vehicle, and I really got to see the design with the name of the engineer that built my engine written and signed on the vehicle itself. From the exterior details to the custom Designo Magno paint that I went with, to the interiors that have beautiful LEDs, I created a few films of the car, and it led to opportunities to fly to Germany out of Falterbach, Germany, which is the home of AMG. There, I was able to see them build these engines, whether it was the V8 bi-turbo or the inline fours, and see the amazing history behind AMG as a brand and how they came together with Mercedes, as well as being able to witness the assembly on the production floor firsthand. I also had the opportunity to speak with Mercedes-AMG CTO Jochen Herrmann, which was amazing to hear the insight of the history and the future innovation of technology and the electric aspect of vehicles, before being able to sit inside in a private studio of the Mercedes-AMG 1, which is the pinnacle of their road cars. I also attended a Formula One race with Mercedes-AMG, which showcases all of the knowledge and experience in the racing field that has been translated into the pinnacle of motorsport. I also had the opportunity to go to Malaga, Spain to drive on the track in a brand new Mercedes C63 SE Performance, and that was incredible. Being able to push the limits of the vehicle is what we're going to be talking about today with this laptop collaboration as well. So taking a look at the design details, this has really been the focus of this collaboration because the performance aspect of the computer is within the Stealth 16 in what MSI has achieved on their latest and greatest. When you take a look at the outside, it features a selenite gray color scheme. It is a famous color option that you can get with a Mercedes vehicle that has a perfect balance of like a subtle gray that changes with the light. You can see here, it goes between like a darker look that is very charcoal or a lighter look as it hits the sun, and that's what makes this gray very unique. On top of that, you're gonna see the Mercedes Motorsport logo and the AMG badge printed on the top of the laptop itself in conjunction with MSI, and I think it looks amazing. It is relatively subtle to the point where it doesn't draw too much attention, but other small details are also found in the slight perforations around the side here. It is also very nicely squared off, and it also has the embedded AMG logo on the front corner. You're also going to see Stealth printed on the mirrored and checkered elements of the back that represent the racing heritage, and it is constructed out of a magnesium alloy body, which is very durable while still remaining relatively light for a 16-inch computer. I also noticed that this magnesium alloy finish is pretty good when it comes to hiding fingerprints. When you open up the computer, some of the other design details that represent AMG include the special vent here that, if you take a look at it closely, does say AMG, and the rhombus is also seen in the spacebar as well. The font on the keyboard is also unique to AMG font, and the LED pattern is also something that you're going to find in Mercedes vehicles as a whole. And honestly, it was one of the biggest reasons why I decided to go with a Mercedes CLA 45 AMG. With that updated interior and that perfect blend of custom lighting and ambient feel, I still love it to this day after having it for a few years. If you take a look at the power button, it is also a start-stop engine with the red light, and that is just a small touch to it. So what I love about this collaboration when it comes to the design standpoint is that it is relatively subtle in many ways. They haven't really gone overboard with crazy branding and crazy colors, but it's just perfect enough that for any motorsport fan or Mercedes-AMG fan out there, you're really able to appreciate these small touches. To summarize some of the tech specs that we're going to talk about a bit more later, it features an i9 13th gen processor, an NVIDIA RTX 4070, 6 speakers with up to 64 gigabytes of RAM, and a 16-inch 3840 by 2400 100% DCI-P3 UHD OLED display, as well as Cooler Boost 5 technology with 2 fans and 5 pipes that breathes out of the AMG logo thermal inlet. Within the unboxing experience, so you also have a few additional accessories that are exclusive to this collaboration. You have a pouch that features a USB driver, a cable tie, and you also have a postcard, mouse pad, and mouse. And so you're able to put together the entire setup within this gift box right here. The unboxing experience is really unique, and it has representations of the famous history behind AMG, and the story itself is something that I've talked about at length in some of my other videos if you guys want to go ahead and check them out. So now that we've taken a look at the design elements and what is specific to the Mercedes-AMG collaboration on the Stealth 16 Mercedes-AMG edition, let's actually talk about the tech aspect as well as the specs, display, processor, graphics card, and more, because horsepower is obviously still a very important aspect of a performance computer like this. And a lot of why this collaboration came to life is because it's enabled the showcase of luxury design details and material with serious power, which is transcended in the vehicles as well. So now that we've talked about the specialty of Mercedes-AMG and its history, as well as the design elements integrated in the Stealth 16 Mercedes-AMG edition, we've got to talk about the horsepower and just the amount of power that is embedded in this flagship 16-inch performance computer. For anyone who's doing creative work or gaming, this really has elements of tech that you're really going to appreciate under the hood, literally. In this case, you've got an i9 13th generation processor, and specifically it is the 13900H. The graphics card, on the other hand, is the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 GPU, paired with up to 64 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM. You take a look at the body itself, the computer is actually really thin. It's compact, easy to bring around, and for a 16-inch performance computer, it is about as ideal as a scenario as you could imagine, and thanks to the magnesium alloy, is up to 30% lighter. The display itself is also beautiful. It's an OLED screen that has 100% DCI-P3 color gamut, and it's a UHD 16:10 aspect ratio. I think that is the perfect aspect ratio that we can all agree on, because it gives you plenty of screen real estate, and with the resolution that it's able to offer, you're able to really enjoy multimedia, gaming, as well as photo and video editing thanks to the color accuracy. But I will say the glossy display is something that you're either going to love or hate. It's very vibrant, the contrast and everything looks amazing, the blacks look great because of the OLED panel, but I will say, yeah, in some areas, including in this video, you guys have seen that in certain scenarios, you will have issues with glare. When it comes to the ports, you've got one Thunderbolt 4 USB-C, as well as one USB 3.2 Type-C, a USB Type-A, an HDMI 2.1 that can output up to 8K 60 or 4K 120, as well as a single micro SD card slot. With any performance machine, whether it is a computer or a car, one of the most important things that has to be considered is the thermals. Having a ton of performance is something that can be achieved, but trying to embed it into a body that is sleek, thin, and beautiful, while also ensuring nothing kind of blows up inside the computer is very important. And with that, the Stealth 16 features a Cooler Boost 5 technology with 2 fans and 5 pipes, as well as an AMG thermal vent on the top of the keyboard here. There is also 6 speakers integrated within. You have some on the actual main surface of the computer itself, which is really nice, as well as others that are located on the side and bottom that give you a great sound experience without needing any external speakers, and that is thanks to the Dyna audio technology. The trackpad is also a really good size, and the keyboard is made by SteelSeries, and as we talked about earlier, it has the AMG font, and the typing experience is relatively nice. It doesn't have the most travel, but I think it is nicely contained. It feels very high quality, and whether or not you like to have the space bar a little bit offset and the number pad on the side is based on personal preference. I usually like everything to be a little bit more central on the laptop itself, but I imagine this computer is like a really good hybrid for someone who wants a performance productivity machine for work with a large display and an amazing mobile workstation, while also being able to game when you want to. It isn't specifically curated as being the lightest productivity machine, and it also isn't made specifically for performance gaming, because a lot of times you're going to have a much thicker form factor with that, but I think it is relatively balanced. And With the AMG vehicle that I've gone with, I think it has that perfect balance of performance, design, and comfort all at the same time, and that is the best way to describe the Stealth 16 Mercedes-AMG Edition. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and another opportunity where we can bring together the world of motorsport with technology and design. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.